This class is in memory of Jared Orchen, as we say every week. Today we study Bereishit. We'll start the study of the 7 days of creation. And why is it relevant to us? Why what God created every day is relevant to us on a very personal level. On a very personal level. Now, I will ask you a question. Don't give me the answer. Keep it to yourself. Hello. Good evening. And by the end of the class, if you want, you can tell people. If you don't want, you don't have to. Cross-offs. The question is, which day of the week were you born? You don't have to give me the answer. Keep it to yourself. After we learn the creation and we will understand this, that the answer will have a different meaning. We are starting on page 2, the beginning of all beginnings.
It's appropriate it starts on page 2.
Yes. You want to read? Bereishit, Genesis, the beginning of Genesis. Top of the page.
So it's page 3 we're starting on.
Yeah, in English.
In the beginning of God's creation, the skies and the earth and their contents, when the earth was astoundingly desolate, darkness was on the surface of the deep waters that covered the land, and the throne of God's glory hovered over the water at the command of God's breath.
You want to stop there? 'Cause there are only two
No,
questions.
not going there. We'll get there with soon. Go ahead.
God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the times of the light from the times of the darkness in the following manner. God called out to the light and assigned it to the day, and he called out to the darkness and assigned it to the night. It became evening, and it became morning one day.
Okay. Then the first thing God did when he created the world was what? Light.
No.
Light.
God said, let there be light. Then there is a famous question. Who needs light on the first day? Who needs light? Human beings, animals, vegetations, right? Who needs light before it's created anything? Who needs light now? Why God created light the first thing?
The answer's in here.
Yeah, what's the answer? What?
That's when the universe started to cool down and electrons were able to circulate.
That's a very nice scientific answer. Maybe I'm sure it's true.
That's what I said.
But I will give you the
There's
more spiritual answer, the religious answer. Go
Does
ahead.
that represent the Ein Sof?
That's a very Kabbalistic good answer.
Sparks of light were brought into the world.
It's the light for Moshiach. It's the light of
That's
the
a very good
redemption.
answer. You see how many Jews, how many answers we have. We have double answers as Jews.
But also, isn't the first creation actually the void? It's the darkness.
The question is better than all the answers. Who needs light when there is nobody to enjoy light? The answer is that God wanted to make a statement. God made a mission statement. Let there be light. What's the job of a human being? What's the job of the world? To bring light. When you say, I'm in the dark, what does this mean? I don't see my way. The light means that I know the way. The first thing God wanted to say, what's the job of us, of human being? Turn on the light, show the light, find the light, bring the light to other people. Let there be light. On God's business card, it's written, let there be light. That's his mission statement. That's what the world is all about, bringing light. Simple answer, very simple, that you can take home and we can use it. Let there be light.
Light is knowledge in this context.
Yeah, knowledge, clarity. Yes, absolutely.
It's more than
Light is more. It's knowledge and more, and much more. Light, you find your way. That's the bottom line. You know where you're going.
Right. But doesn't it relate to right and wrong as well?
It's true, absolutely.
It's the right way.
The right way. That's light.
Like
yeah.
Israel is a light unto the nation.
Israel is the light unto the nation. That comes straight from here. The same idea. God says, first of all, any human being, he starts his life, he has to bring light. That's his job. to illuminate the world, illuminate other people, show the way.
So,
Then on the go ahead.
he's not just creating light, he's separating the light from the darkness. Is that not correct?
First of all, he created light. Then he separated.
Then he separates
Yes,
the
yes,
light.
And
yes.
but this is not light like you're thinking, because the sun is only created on the fourth day.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, it's not
It's
light.
that's even more. It means that's not just a physical light.
light.
You're talking about the concept, the statement.
The statement.
The first statement God made, Vayomer Elokim, God said, "Let there be light." There is many years ago, when the Rabbi started the campaign of having public menorahs on Hanukkah, the Rebbe said one year he came out, he says everybody should send the pictures and then we make an album. And they made an album, it was called Let There Be Light. Right? Leyehio should be light. And the first album had pictures of small menorahs, everyone with his little thing. The next year, the Rebbe said to make another album, and it was called The End of the Verse, and it was light. Because everyone had a big menorah, with a big event. You know what the difference is? The first year, the year before, they didn't know it's going to be an album. The next year, they knew it's going to be an album. When you know that all your friends around the world will see your little menorah there, you're making a big menorah. But that's the statement of the world. What happened on the first day? It was the beginning, leadership. The Talmud says that if a person was born on Sunday, the first day of the creation, he will be a leader. He might be a good leader. He might be a head of a hospital. He might be a president he might be a mayor of a city, maybe even a rabbi. But he could be the leader of a mafia. But he will be a leader. The good or the bad, he's going to be a leader. Anybody who born on Sunday. That's Sunday. Let's move on to Monday. Let's you understand why you feel. Okay, you can ask one more question if you want.
Only one?
Yeah.
The Spirit of God that we're talking about hovering over.
Hovering there, yeah.
How do we understand God's Spirit in this context? Because we see Spirit used in a number of different ways. I mean, we see God's Spirit in the sense of the Shekinah, in the sense of God's presence in the
I
world.
told you I don't want these questions.
Is that one?
I mean, what I need to say is, I don't know. Hello, come on in.
We see the Spirit of prophecy.
It said the
where God-
spirit of Moshiach. It means to say the whole future was there. When we say the spirit of Moshiach was created in the beginning, it means the world was created for the ultimate purpose. In mind. It wasn't just created and then you can figure out, oh, we'll have something, it's called Moshiach. From the beginning, God created it for this purpose. That's what it means. And now we'll go to the day number 2. Page 7, we are on day number 2. We created already one day. There is more books in top, I think, right there. Top, on the right side. No, yeah, right there. Look, that's the second one. The other one's right there. Genesis, you see one?
No,
Very
it
good.
isn't. No, it isn't.
What?
I'll share it with you later.
Good.
I brought
Got-
a nursery rhyme for you regarding the days of the week.
Okay.
God saw that the light was good, and God separated the times of light from the times of darkness in the following manner. God called out to the light and assigned it to the day, and he called out to the darkness and assigned it to the night.
No, what are you reading?
Yeah.
Page 7, Mr.
Oh, I'm way ahead.
I saw something is not...
No.
Yeah.
So-
One more page.
Don't skip.
No, you didn't skip, you went back.
God said, "Let the firmament materialize between the waters, and let it separate between the upper waters and the lower waters." God made the firmament fixed in its position. He separated between the waters that were below the firmament and the waters that were above the firmament by suspending the upper waters in midair, and it remained that way. God called the firmament sky. It became evening, and it became morning, a second day.
Okay, what was God created on Monday?
Separation,
Division.
division.
I know you went to the class. What God created on Monday, if you think about it?
Sky and sky.
God didn't create anything really on Monday.
Separate. Nice.
He just separated. Before, on the first day, by the end of the first day, right, and God saw, it's written number 4, God saw and the light was good, right? And he saw something was good. He liked it. On Monday, it's not written and it was good. The only day of the week that it's not written and it was good is Monday. God created on Monday separation, the concept of divisiveness, of fights. That's what God created on Monday. Machloket, separation, party. What means party? To part. There is a Republican Party, there is a Democratic Party. They're partying, they're fighting. You know, I came to America, I heard something. I hate Monday. You know, I never heard in Israel the word I hate Sunday. In Israel, the week starts Sunday, Yom Rishon. I never heard from anybody, I hate Sunday. Oh, it's Sunday today, that's why my phone calls are not working, that's why I forgot my keys and I did this. I never heard such a thing. I came to America, I heard people, I hate Monday, it's Monday today, oh, it's a bad day, it's Monday. Took me a long time to understand what is it? What are you hating about Monday? You have to go to, so, I mean, then I realized Monday is not a blessed day. Monday is a day that divisiveness was created. The only day of the week that God did not say and it was good was Monday.
So what about people born on Monday?
People are born on Monday.
Divisive personality.
We are divisive personality. They are very quick to get involved in an argument, to get involved into a fight.
That's so true.
Wow.
That's what Monday. Now, when we say if a person is born on Sunday or Monday, it doesn't mean he must be a leader or must be a fighter. But he has more tendency to inclination to this direction. People are born on Monday. Be careful. Don't get into a fight with them. It's not the right person. They are more quick to get into fights. You will check it now. Monday or Sunday in Judaism it goes by sunset. You realize that? Then you better find out if you were born between 7 o'clock at night in the winter, between 6 o'clock at night and midnight. Then it's considered Monday. If it's Sunday night, it's Monday. It's not really Sunday. Or if it's Monday night, it's Tuesday. Then you better find it out and don't later say, "Oh, it's not true." Believe me, it's true. We tried it. That's Monday. Monday, God created divisiveness, fights. That's why people don't like Monday. That's why it's such a bad idea to start the week on Monday or to start the week on Sunday, the Jewish way. Even the regular every calendar, the week starts. The line of the week starts Sunday and not Saturday. The way Judaism believes in it. Every secular calendar goes this way. Then Monday is not the day to start the week. We start the week Sunday morning, the beginning of the week. Motzei Shabbos is Saturday night. Sunday morning is the week. Starts the week. Now we'll go ahead, please.
How do we know it's a 24-hour day before day 4, before the sun's created?
Because God never wrote in anywhere that until now it was 24, and until now it was 48, and now it started 24. To come and to say that the days before Wednesday or Thursday were not 24 hours, and the days after Wednesday are 24 hours, we need to prove somewhere. The Torah treated all the days equally, right? The same is a question, we'll not fall into it, but in one word, oh, I don't believe there is 900 years or 700 years or 600 years. Then when we start to believe, and it sounds normal, oh, Moses lived 120 years, oh, that's normal. King David did 70, we mean 70. Then when we started to count the years differently, the years for the years, there is nowhere in the Bible written anywhere, oh, we didn't mean this year is one number, this year is a different number. From a Jewish point of view, all the years are the same. People can live in today's world 117 years. Every day I read in the newspaper, the oldest person died 123 years, another 117-year-old died. In the Middle Age, anybody would tell you, you tell people, you know, if there is people who live 117 years. When people died when they were 33. Who would believe it? Then according to the Bible, I don't know what's written in this book, but according to the Bible, all the years are the same, and all the hours are the same, 24 hours. And Shabbos is Shabbos, because if every day is not a day, then Shabbos should be once a year. You understand?
What about Adam living 900?
He lived 930 years and he had a very good life. Most of his life he was bored because he didn't have entertainment, he didn't have television, and therefore there is nothing.
He lived long.
He lived long, he has nothing written about him. He ate from the tree of knowledge and later he retired to Florida and nothing happened.
So what time? So if you're born on a Tuesday night at 11 p.m., that's really Wednesday?
Wednesday, yes.
Because it's when sundown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Between twilight, between sundown and night, and that when the stars come out, then you can pull it in both directions. one kid for sure, maybe even 2 kids who were born. My daughter was born by the end of Yom Kippur, you understand? But it was between sunset and after sunset, but before the night. This is a time that is considered
12.
a twilight. That's a time that's a part of 2 days. It's not like we don't know. It's really a combination of 2 days. Then you can pull it in 2 directions and you want. But beside this, if it's after the stars come out, that's for sure the new day. Day number 3.
God said, let the water that is below the sky gather into one location, and let the dry land appear. And that is what happened.
We are on page 7 still. Go ahead.
God called the dry land earth, and he called the gathering of the waters seas. God saw that the work of the second and third days was good. God said, let the earth be covered with vegetation.
And first of all, God saw something that was good. What was good? What he saw it was good. He collected the water to one place, and he saw that you can see the earth. And he said, God already says, and it was good.
He says it right here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
He's saying that the second day now was good.
So it's
Well,
Monday.
really?
Well, that's
Well,
Rashi. That's Rashi's comment.
God saw that
Don't worry about the Rashi's comment. The little
I am
translation. You're worried about the second and the third day, not only the second day.
Well, you mean, 'cause now they're
So
combined
it's Monday and
together?
Tuesday is good.
And by after Tuesday, he proved that Monday was also not a bad thing.
second and third
But
days
on
was
Monday, he did not say it was good.
Until
But
Separation alone is not good. Now Tuesday, he said it was good once, and then, continue.
God said, let the earth be covered with vegetation, plants that reproduce by seed, and trees with edible bark that tastes like fruit, which produce fruit of their own species containing their own seed over the earth. And that is what happened. The earth germinated vegetation, plants that reproduce by seeds of their own species, and fruit-producing trees in which its seeds of its own species are found. God saw that it was good. It became evening and became morning, a third day.
Then what got created on Tuesday?
The potential for plants.
The earth.
Vegetations.
Vegetation.
Grass. Trees. First of all, God said here twice, and it was good. You
Yes.
saw, first he said, and it was good when he saw the earth. Then he saw when he created the vegetation, he said it was good too. Pa'amayim kitov. Tuesday is the day that God said twice it was good. Tuesday is the most blessed day in the Jewish calendar. That's why every wedding is on Tuesday, not Sunday, like all of you. Tuesday.
What about Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Mine was Wednesday.
Very good. But Tuesday is the blessed day.
Good night for class, too.
You right?
you don't consider
We'll
Shabbos.
But this is Wednesday.
This is true, but it's still at the end of Tuesday. We'll explain. We'll get to the
There are
class in a
rules, we
minute.
must follow these rules because we're changing them.
Now,
Well, I just-
now
It is
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
That's why Tuesday, the best day to move to a new home is
Oh,
Tuesday.
That's right, I remember that.
I called once to vice movers when we moved to the last house, and I told them what Tuesday. She tells me everybody wants Tuesday.
Yeah.
I thought I'm the only chochem who
Wow.
knows about it. Discovered that everybody knows. Everybody wants Tuesday. Tuesday is Pa'amayim Kitov, the best day. The Rabbi used to make all his gathering. He tried to make it on Tuesday. Everything on Tuesday. Tuesday is a blessed day. Now, if a person was born on Tuesday, he will be rich. Not bad, huh? Why? Because the grass grows fast. Things are going fast by him. Everything grows fast. The business is fast. A person who was born on Tuesday will be rich, my friend. If you were not born on Tuesday, do it again. Be born again. That's Tuesday. Pa'amayim Kitov. That's a very, very famous thing.
I'm just, you know.
You're not
you-
happy with
the,
this.
the Rashi, you know.
Okay, we will deal with the Rashi on Wednesday. One second. Wednesday. Page 9. The 4 day. Listen, I cannot answer all the Rashis in the world.
But it has to be good. I understand.
I don't know. I
God
thought
said,
What?
I thought the bark being like fruit was like Dr. Seuss world he was living in.
I'm
know.
sorry.
The bark tastes like fruit. That's Rashi's main comment there.
The bar?
The
What do you mean?
trees, the bark. The bark.
Oh, tastes
The
like
outside of
food.
Who comes up with things like that? We must move on.
Why not? Why not? Why couldn't it be that it was a good taste and later it spoiled or became, he lost his taste? Things lost their taste.
You're not kidding.
It was a perfect world. Everything could taste good.
Not
And
like it
maybe,
used to be.
and maybe people were more they were vegans and they enjoyed to eat these kind of things.
It was tough, but it cleaned their teeth at
Be-
the same time.
They had builder
Built
No
in
dentist.
toothpicks, you know?
What?
Yeah,
And fiber. And
Yeah,
lovely
right.
fiber.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was
Good for the
chocolate.
proctologist.
Could have been.
yeah, it will taste like
With almonds in it.
chocolate. That's what
Right.
it's all about. That's why life was so good.
God said, "The luminary shall be positioned in the firmament of the skies to separate between the day and the night. They will serve as omens of bad events when there is an eclipse, and will determine the time of the Jewish festivals. And the sun and the moon will define the days and years. They will also act as luminaries in the firmament of the skies to shed light upon the earth." And that is what happened.
Then what happened on Wednesday? What God did?
Created the sun and the
Created
moon.
the sun and the moon and the stars. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
God made two large luminaries, but since they clashed, he reduced one in size. Thus, the large luminary was to rule over the day, and the small luminary was to rule over the night. And he made the stars in order to appease the moon. God placed them in the firmament of the skies to shed light upon the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate between the light and between the darkness. God saw that it was good. It became evening, and it became morning, a fourth day.
Again, God saw and it was good. See? Every day got a one good. Got a mark of good. והיה כי טוב. But God created the sun and the moon on Wednesday.
Why is God creating the sun and the moon after plants?
After plants. If you should say if the plants need the sun and the moon, why God created? But you see, created the light before. That light was there. It was just maybe not so organized.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't sun separated and the moon, day and night. But but it was day. Some type of day and night was there because he said it was evening, it was morning. It was evening, it was morning. It was more organized.
maybe just happened.
Also-
But the light was there before.
But also, you don't really need the light per se like that because the plants don't germinate until Adam toils. Until
No, I mean, some two things to
No,
go by
I
itself.
thought-
There is
I
an
thought-
implication, there's trees.
Yeah,
there's
Yeah, there
seeds,
there were things to
Oh,
growing
I
right
read
at the
a whole
beginning.
commentary that it was all in a potential state until.
The text says that things started to grow the same day, right? That's the text. What happened if somebody was born Wednesday? What do you think?
They're either very bright or they're very dull.
They are very bright. Smart people.
They're creators.
They are the smart people, the scholars, the people get very good grades in school, the people who are smart, learning anything that's with light. Light represents wisdom. As and also you will have a shining face. You know, some people have a shining face. The Torah is called light. Torah or the Torah is the light of the Jewish people because it puts you in the light, like we spoke before, being in the dark and being in the light. The luminaries represent somebody who is a scholar, somebody who likes to learn. That's why all the classes in most over the world are usually Tuesday night and Wednesday. Most of the classes, because it's really Wednesday. It's a time to learn Torah, to learn.
I would have thought it'd be a very charismatic person.
Because he has a shining face. Could very well be.
No.
Could very well be. Yeah? Because he's a shining face. It's everything that's
I actually
shining.
wasn't born on any of these days.
None.
Not in one. No, I wasn't born.
You were not born at all.
Charismatic because it's, is like a leader. Someone
You
who can illuminate
leader
the
is
way for
Sunday,
people.
but illuminary, yeah.
Okay.
Somebody with a
luminary?
shining face.
A luminary.
Yes.
Okay.
Illuminary, yes. Yes.
Somebody illuminates, brings.
Well, they
Brings
bring
somebody who has
knowledge to
charisma is
darkness.
right.
Also-
Somebody who has a radiance from him comes.
Rabbis.
Okay.
Also,
I understand. That's
That's
an important
right.
point you
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Critical.
Saturday will be rabbis.
Yeah, right.
the fifth day.
God said, "Let the waters produce swarms of small living creatures, and let birds fly over the earth across the firmament of the skies." God created the large sea fish, all the creeping living creatures that the waters produced in swarms according to their species, and all the winged birds according to their species. God saw that it was good. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters of the seas, and let the birds multiply upon the earth." It became evening and it became morning, the fifth day.
Then first of all, what was created on the fifth day?
Everything living, not the.
No,
Well,
Not everything.
no.
Birds.
The
Just
fish,
Fish.
Birds.
birds,
Birds.
Right,
and birds.
right.
And God said it was good.
Mm-hmm.
What else God said this day that never said before?
Be fruitful and multiply.
He gave them a blessing. God was generous on this day, so to speak. He gave them a blessing to be
Thursday.
fruitful and multiply.
What day are we talking about?
Thursday, we are already by Thursday, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Then what happens to a person who's born on Thursday?
There's lots of children.
They're generous.
Very good.
That's really nice.
They are kind, they are generous. Like God was generous on Thursday, people who were born on Thursday are generous people. Gomlei chasadim. It's also because God provided the food of the fish and the bird. They have an easier way to find the food than animals. That's what the Talmud says. Then the point is, God gave a blessing on Thursday, and therefore, God was kinder on Thursday to the things that were created on Thursday. Therefore, people who are born on Thursday will be kinder, will be more generous. Yes, absolutely. Test it, take it to the bank. I'm telling you, I saw many people, and I found out when they were born, and it was working.
Wow.
Absolutely.
The birds and the fish. Well, the birds
God
and
gave
the
a
birds,
bl-
the birds and the fish survived the flood.
This is true too. The birds too.
No.
Only a few birds.
Well,
Not the
enough
birds.
birds.
Not the birds.
Well, they're in the sky.
No, they got.
Yeah, but
The
they were
birds
on
will
the-
not
on the
survive
earth.
the
The
flood.
birds
No.
don't survive?
No,
What about
the fish
didn't
survive.
The fish
Didn't
survive, clearly.
Didn't Noah see a
He had a raven and a
Well, he had a dove.
bird?
At the
Oh, they
raven,
were-
although we send them out from the
oh, they were
boat,
on the-
obviously
yeah.
from the ark. Obviously they will
Okay.
not.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fish survived.
Fish. So the birds didn't make it.
You know what's special about the fish? Jewish people are humans are compared to fish. Why? Especially the Jews. God bless the Jews to be like the fish. The fish multiply in very big numbers, and the fish have a good thing about them. Nobody can see them. They cannot get the evil eye. Nobody can say, "Oh, look at them." You cannot see them. Covered up. So too, the Jewish people should not get the evil eye. But there is another side of a fish. A fish, what he eats?
Other fish.
Yeah.
Other fish. No animals eat of their own kind. No lion will attack another lion. No wolf will attack other animals, but not their own kind. Fish eat their own fish. Humans are like fish. They have no problem. They can eat their own kind. Then the bad side, the good side, and also the fish do not have eyelashes. I think that's what written.
I haven't read.
Eyelids. Thank you.
Well, I don't think their eyes ever
But
closed.
they don't.
The eyes are not closed.
They don't sleep.
That's why we say that God never sleeps and never slumbers, because He's protecting the Jewish people. All of this is about fish, that there is something blessed about fish. And that anybody who was born on Thursday will be protected like a fish. And also, but the main thing is, he will be generous. Like God was generous on Thursday. And now we'll go to Friday.
God said, "Let the earth produce living creatures according to their various species, cattle, creeping things, and wild animals of the earth according to their various species." And that is what happened. God made the wild animals of the earth according to their various species, the cattle according to their various species, and all creeping things of the ground according to their various species. God saw that it was good.
Okay, let's stop right here. God created all the animals, right? On Friday. A minute before He created man. He created all the animals, and God saw it was good. That's one part of Friday. He created all the animals. Now, somebody else wants to read what God created man. Go ahead.
God consulted the heavenly court and said, "Let us make man, Adam, in our mold, intellectually endowed like us, and if he is worthy, let him rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the skies, over the cattle, over all the earth, and over all the creeping things that creep on the earth."
Okay. God said, let us create man in our image, right? In our image, in God's image. And if he's worthy, as Rashi adds, he will control all the animals of the earth. It means if he is in the image of God, human beings are a reflection of God, like a mirror. Any animal is afraid of God, that any animal should be afraid of us. If we don't lose the image of God. The moment we sin, we lose the image of God. If we lose the image of God, animals are not afraid of us. That if we are worthy, we can control all the animals. If man is in control over himself, the whole world is on the tips of his fingers. If he controls himself. Look in history. A righteous man, a tzaddik, who controls himself, everybody wants to do what he says. Everybody wants to be around him. If he loses control, nobody wants to be around. Every human being, you don't want to be around people who lose control. I said before, you have a customer who drives you crazy. If you lose control and you give it to him, you lost him and you bought yourself an enemy, and he goes all over town and he speaks bad about you. If you control yourself, you gain them and you gain a friend forever. Then if you're in control over yourself, you're in control over the world. If you lose control over yourself, you cannot control anything. That's why they're expecting from many leaders to practice more self-control, to be more in control over himself. Then God says it right here. If human beings will be worthy, if he be in control over himself, not to let his own desires to control him, he will be in control over the world. And he will be in the image of God. What it means to be in the image of God? There is many explanations. He will have free will. That's the bottom line. God has free will. Human beings will have free will to do good or bad, make decisions. They can make it. Animals go by their instincts. You don't tell the animal, that's not healthy for you, don't eat it. He doesn't understand. Human being understands. They know they can make decisions in good and evil.
Do angels have free will here too?
The angels do not have free will. Very interesting. That's why angels are called Chayot HaKodesh. The animals. They are compared to animals. Angels do not have free wills. The angel of the Satan cannot come to God and says, you know what, I hate this job, I want a promotion, I want to become the angel of the good guys. It doesn't work like this. Angels do not have free will. Angel has a mission and he's doing his mission. That's why we are not impressed by angels. We are stronger than angels. A human being is bigger than an angel. A human being can make progress. An angel cannot get higher. Whatever he is because he doesn't have free choice. If he doesn't have free choice, he doesn't have challenges. He doesn't have challenges, he cannot go. He cannot become lower, he cannot become higher. He is what he is. A human being can become higher and can become lower. The angels are called omdim. They are standing in one place. Then the human beings are called me'alchim, walkers. They can make progress. They can go higher. That's the difference in human beings and angels.
Angels live forever or they multiply?
Some and some not.
When it says, let us create man in our image, though.
You say why the plural? Let us?
Well, that's one of the things, but in terms of angels having free will, I mean, if
No,
the image is part of
that's
free
not the
will.
angels.
As it was the heavenly court. God was advised by he was asked he was seeking the advice of the heavenly court. What does this mean? As Rashi puts it, God wants to teach human beings they should not make decisions on their own. They should always ask the advice of others. Not to think, I can do everything myself. Even God, so to speak, asked others.
But the us isn't the angels.
The heavenly court would be the angels.
No.
No, when he's saying let
Not
us,
necessarily.
he's,
No.
I think he's talking to the animals.
To the animals?
No.
He's consulting.
No. I read a commentary on this.
Really?
It makes sense because we are a combination of, we have an animal part
You're
and
right.
we have a divine part.
You're right.
So when it says let us make man in our mold, that's what I believe it implies. We have a part animal,
Well, the angels are
and we have an
considered
animal
beasts,
part and a divine part,
I think.
and that's
Very
who we
interesting.
are. That's who we
Well,
are.
the question is, this is true. The question is if you ask advice from the animals. That's the part that I'm not so sure about.
No, it's a declarative statement.
Yeah, but if you ask the advice from the heavenly court, What you say now is very true, that a human being is a combination of two things. A person is called Adam. Adam comes from the word Adama. Adama means earth, from the lowest. And Adam is also, has another meaning, Adame La'elyon, like God, like the above. We are like in the image of God. We have a physical side who is the lowest of the lowest. We have a godly side who is the highest of the highest. And this is where the struggle is between spirituality and materialism. That's what a human being is constantly having the struggle between good and evil. And 1 minute he can do the most heroic thing and save a life, and 5 minutes later he can kill somebody. Mm-hmm. And this is only human beings. Animals, there are good animals, there are bad animals. There are animals who pray, there are animals who don't pray. They don't change their personalities in 5.5 seconds. A human being can be the nicest person, and then you cannot recognize him. What happened to you? He himself cannot recognize himself. He doesn't know what happened to him. Because he has this constant struggle. That's why that's why it's so hard to be human. It's so easy to be an animal. It's so hard to be human. Because it's a constant struggle from the two sides they're pulling, the two directions that pull. On one end is like God, and the other is the lowest of the low, is worse than an animal. That brings me to another. No, there is a question here. Why God created man? The last thing. What do you think? Now, Friday afternoon, 5 minutes before Shabbos.
He provided for him, and then he created him.
Very good. That one explanation says, like you bring a baby from the hospital, you have the room house ready, everything is done. Then you walk in. You don't have a baby, and then say, "Oh, we were going to leave." Doesn't work like this. The most important thing comes the last, right? That's one explanation. The other explanation is, the Talmud says, it's both ways. Yatush kodmoch. What's a yatush? Yatush is a...
Gnat.
Huh?
You're talking about the gnat? A little insect.
Mosquito?
Mosquito.
Mosquito or gnat.
God tells a person tells himself, a mosquito was born before you. You're holding yourself so big. Who are you? The mosquito was created before you.
Put it in your pockets. Two different things.
It means to say, and if you deserve it, you are the crown of creation. If you don't deserve it, you are worse than the mosquito. You know why? Because the mosquito is doing what Hashem tells him. The mosquito didn't choose to be bad or didn't choose to do whatever he wants. He didn't defer from his goal. And when I don't do what Hashem wants, I didn't do the right thing. I am a disappointment. Then a human being can be the highest and can reach the lowest. And we saw in history everything. We saw, it's even during the Holocaust, you saw people on 5 minutes they did the most heroic things. You saw everything in human being. And that's why it's so important that people shouldn't take themselves too seriously. Oh, I'm so holy, to me it's not going to happen. Everything happens. And therefore you have to be cautious and be careful and to know how low a human being can reach and take precautions, take measures for this, protect yourself. Then God created man. Okay. Go ahead,
maybe
please.
Not a quick question, but getting back to the "let us make man."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we see the plural in several places. Genesis 3:22. We see it in the Tower of Babel story. Multiple explanations of who us is. What's
Why?
We've
I'll
heard
tell
one
you.
explanation of us can be the animals. Other explanations of us can be, the ground, creating the physical nature of man.
The
with
heavenly
God,
code. The main
angels.
thing that let there be us is to teach us humbleness. Even God didn't say me, he said us.
The royal we.
We. Now, the lesson is, then the question is, the Talmud says, when Moses wrote the Torah, he says, let us create man in our image. People will start to think there is more than one God. Then God told them, write it this way, and if somebody wants to make a mistake, let them make the mistake. It means to say, God wrote the Torah and created the world in a way that there is place for mistakes. If there is no place for mistakes, then there is no free choice, you understand? God wrote it in a covered up way. The whole creation. Today I read something amazing. A simple, stupid thing, but as an amazing lesson. We throw candies on bar mitzvah boys. weddings, by the chup, by Ofruf, and so on. But some rabbi, a modern day rabbi, came up with an amazing lesson. He says, the kids run and grab the candies and fight and beat up each other. If you ask the kid, he thinks he worked very hard for it, right? Ask him, you ever thank the guy who threw the candy? He says, I don't even know who to thank to. I don't even know what it looks like. Never even ever entered your mind to go to say thank you for a candy that you grabbed from the floor? Never, right? It was on the floor. I picked it up. He says, God throws food, throws sustenance to all of us. What do? We run, we beat up each other, we grab everyone, and we don't even think for a moment to say thank you. We don't. God covers himself up so well that we think, yes, somebody threw the candies. Really, the boy or the kid or grabbed the candy didn't work on it, didn't sweat on it, didn't earn it, nothing. He just grabbed it. But he thinks, ask him, he thinks he worked so hard on it, and he doesn't think he owes a thank you to anybody. So to human beings. God covered himself up. Let us think that we are running the show. We are fighting for the candies, throwing and beating up each other, and really it's all God's candies.
So God doesn't want to make many of these portions clear for a reason?
Absolutely. God wants the people should come to the conclusion on their own that there is a God, and not be forced to believe that there is a God. If you use your brains, you should come to the conclusion that there is a God. But it's still free choice.
So people born on Friday.
1 second, we didn't finish.
Oh,
Where are
when
we?
you say it's free choice, though, we've gone through that before.
We are not going down. Number 28, where are we?
God created man by hand in the mold which was made for him. The mold which he used
28.
Okay, go ahead.
to create him resembled the image of God. On that day, he created both male and female.
He created male and female. Go ahead.
God blessed them. God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth. Let the man be responsible for taking control of it. Rule over the fish of the sea, the birds of the skies, and over all the wild animals that move upon the earth.
Then God told them they should control all the other animals. Now, you want to continue? God said,
question before
go
we
ahead,
go there?
please.
God said,
1 second,
I-
I'm sorry.
Before we
you
go
have a
there,
question. Go ahead.
when it says God created both male and female on day 6, and then we go to the next chapter and creates Adam first and Eve second out of the side or
There
rib,
is two
depending
opinions how it was.
Okay.
But the one opinion is that, and that's the most, I think the most accepted opinion, is that male and female were created together like Siamese twins, attached.
They were attached.
And then God separated them.
It was an operation.
Yes, it was an operation.
Is that the only way to explain these
That's
passages? Or?
that's the way it makes sense.
I know that's the
yeah.
Midrashic interpretation.
That's male and female. I mean, yeah, that's the. I think that's the most best way to understand it.
They
God
were
created.
attached by the rib.
Yes, they
Yeah.
were attached, and then God separated them, and they could see each other. You know, maybe it would be better this way.
It made sense. Yeah.
They were back to back.
Back to back, maybe it was better. Less fights.
Siamese twins.
What do you say?
There was not much potential.
I mean,
for
some couples are back to back. Okay, God said,
God said, I have hereby given you every plant that reproduces by seed that is upon the surface of the entire earth, and every tree that has seed-bearing fruit. They shall be food for you, for all the wild animals of the earth, for all the birds of the skies, and for everything which moves upon the earth that is alive. The food for humans and animals shall be plant vegetation only.
only.
What happened?
1 second, let's stop right here.
Rashi.
We were all vegetarians
Mhm.
for 1500 years. Not for 1 week, not for 2 weeks, not for a month.
Mhm.
Until the flood.
Mhm.
After the flood, when God saw that human being, what happened during the flood, the world became weaker. That's why after the flood, people start to live shorter, less years, less life. That the numbers are going down dramatically after the flood, and human beings became weaker. That God felt that human beings need more food, the protein. Therefore, He allowed humans to eat meat of animals. But it was because it was like We went down, you understand? It was a problem. It was like giving a medication to somebody who is sick. A healthy person to begin with would need to eat meat.
How about the elevator soul?
What? Also to elevate the soul. But the first, the little explanation is because we were weak, therefore God gave us the opportunity to become healthier. Could be that when Moshiach will come, well, we will go back to be vegetarians. Could very well be, according to some opinion, when we will go back to be vegetarians. We will not have to eat meat. And could be that this is a part of the process that's going on today. As we see, a very interesting pattern. As you're going to learn maybe one day, God created a perfect world. Adam made from the tree of knowledge and things start to deteriorate. They deteriorated, people start to live shorter. Now it's coming back to Mashiach, closer to Mashiach, the world comes a full circle. We live longer. Every generation will live longer. Every generation we are taller. And the same thing is, that's why more and more people become now vegetarians, because they are going back to the original plan. That explains another thing. We will not make it probably there, therefore I'll point it out now. Adam and Eve ate on the tree of knowledge. What was Adam, when God asked him why you ate, what he said?
It's her fault.
It's your fault,
Blame it on
right?
her.
Then tell me, that's a behavior of an adult. When you're 3 years old, he told me. What do you mean he told you? What is she told you? What is this? The answer is, he wasn't just saying it. God created that women should rule over men. That was the original plan. That's why he said, she told me. She was ruling over me. That she told me, what do you want? That's what I did. How I know that? What was the punishment for Eve?
Painful labor.
Period. That's
Painful
period.
labor.
The man shall rule over you.
Men should rule over her. That's a punishment. It's not even a punishment. In Judaism, we don't believe in punishment. There is consequences. If I eat something that gives me heartburn, the heartburn is not a punishment. You ate it, you got an heartburn, that's it. Nobody punished you, you punished yourself, right? Mm-hmm. She was the leader. She led them in the wrong direction. She lost their leadership. That's it. As we're getting closer to Mashiach, as I said before about being vegetarians, being tolerant, living longer, the women, that's the feminist movement, is becoming stronger and stronger because that's the original plan, that women should rule over men. Then it's becoming, in some homes, Moshiach came already.
Oh, yes.
Proverbs.
Yeah, Jewish homes, Messiah's here.
Because the Jewish people are closer to Moshiach, they feel it quicker. Then the women are that was the Rabbi's take to feminism. Where everybody, all the other religious leaders were screaming, oh, feminism is a bad thing. The Rebbe said feminism is a sign of the coming of Moshiach. Just to direct it the right way, you have to do the right thing. But 200 years ago, women were not leaders of schools and principals and leaders of businesses and this in a kosher way. Today, the religious world, the women are much more active than ever before, right? Because the women take the right role with the belonging. That men should rule over women is a punishment, is a consequence and a punishment to the women because of she gave the husband to eat on the tree of knowledge. That was not the original plan. Then everything is going a full cycle. That's why we are told and becoming more vegetarian. Then when we look at something in the world, we have to look at it from these lenses. Now, a terrible thing happened. That's why there is women leaders. That's why it's not be a surprise to me at all if a woman will be the president of the United States. Golda Meir. There is Merkel now in Germany. There was Margaret Thatcher, and it's going to be more and more and more, because this is a part of this getting. To me, it's another sign that Moshiach is coming. It's a good sign. That there is more. Everything is trying to be negotiated in the world. Less tolerance for wars. Less tolerance for evil. Today we know everybody who did anything wrong anywhere in the world. In a minute. Everything changes. It's all one shift that goes the right direction. Then let's go back to Friday. Then we were vegetarians and for the 1500 years. Okay. God saw, you want to finish? Number 31.
God saw every. Did you read it?
No.
Just one lousy sentence, that's all I get.
No, you'll
It's
get
an
more than
important, it's an
that.
important sentence.
God saw everything that he had made, and look, it was very.
It was very good.
That was a very good thing to say.
Now, that's the first time that God said,
By the
Tov
way,
me'od.
I was born on Friday, so that's interesting. I get
Wait,
to
wait,
do
wait,
that.
wait. Don't tell us quick before someone. What happened on Friday? That was, first of all, God said, first of all, he said before, and it was good. And then he saw that it was very good.
Very good.
One meaning is he said it on the whole week. Whatever it is. Tov me'od, God said on Friday. Right?
Yep.
Before he said, he said it was good, then he said it was very good. Then on Tuesday he said it was good twice. On Friday he said once it was good and once it was very good. That refers to everything. And it became evening. Finish the next sentence,
It
please.
became evening, and it became morning the 6th day.
Aha. Then God finished his creation on the 6th day or on the 7th day?
He finished on the 6th day.
Before Shabbos.
Day.
What
Before
time?
Shabbos, he did
Right before
double.
Shabbos, I assume. That was it. Boom.
Yeah,
That's
a
it.
minute before
A
Shabbos.
minute before Shabbos. It was like late. It's written that anybody who was born Friday will be late. Look, one thing.
It's not me.
1 second, you're right. Maybe you were born Shabbos. Find out what time Friday were you born. Number 2, it's written that Friday, the person who's born Friday will run to do mitzvahs. Will always was be eager to do mitzvahs. And 2 things, that he will be late and he will do mitzvahs. He will run to do mitzvahs because God created a lot of things on Friday. He did all the good stuff on Friday. That's Friday. A person who is born on Friday wants to conquer the world. He wants to accomplish so much, and he can never catch up. That's one of the things that happen on Friday. And a person who wants to do good deeds, wants to do mitzvahs, quick to do mitzvahs. In any case, a person who is on Friday is in a rush, is constantly trying to accomplish more. That's Friday. Now comes Shabbos. Then God created the world in 6 days or in 7 days?
6 days.
6 days.
6.
7 days of
Rested
creation.
on
So
seven.
he did it. It's like double.
He rested on 7 days. What he did on 7 days? He ate cholent.
Yeah.
He created rest.
He created rest. Do we have to create rest? Rest is not doing anything. It's already resting. And what happened on Shabbos?
He had already done the double.
Let's see. We'll give you, because you were born on Friday afternoon
Maybe.
before sunset, then you will read the beginning of the 7th.
The skies, the earth, and all their numerous components were completed. On the 7th day, God completed his work that he had made. On the 7th day, he rested from all his work that he had done.
That is a strange thing here. On the 7th day he completed, and the 7th day he rested. Then you are right. The last second, God finished the job the last second. That's why Friday afternoon everybody's in a rush. In a religious home, not in my home, thank God, but in my parents' home, it was like a war zone Friday afternoon. A small house with a lot of kids. You're trying to, especially in the winter, you're trying to catch up on everything before Shabbos. Oh my God, it's like the world is coming to an end. Hey, don't forget to light the candles, don't forget to put on the fire. Turn on the light, turn off the light. Everything has to be done on Friday. Then the 7th day, God finished the job. Okay, God, you want to continue, Cohen? Daughter Cohen?
God blessed the 7th day, that a double portion of manna should descend in its honor. And he sanctified it.
He sanctified it. That's what he did at the 7th day. What means he sanctified it?
Made it holy.
Made it holy. Holiness was created on the 7th day. The concept of something holier that was created on Shabbos. Shabbos is not a day of rest. Absolutely not. Shabbos is not a vacation day. A day of rest. And if I want to take Tuesday as a day of rest, why have to be Shabbos? Sunday is a day of rest for some people. Shabbos is not a day of rest. Shabbos is a day we rest from physical work and we dedicate the day for spirituality. The only way you can dedicate your time for spirituality is when the physical things don't bother you. If you are hungry, and you are in pain, you cannot serve Hashem. You need to be not to be bothered by anything physical, and focus on spirituality. It's a day to be with family. It's a day to have a Friday night dinner. It's a day to daven. It's a day to learn Torah. Spend time with your kids. It's a day to separate for yourself from your mundane things and be more spiritual. That's what created on Saturday, on Shabbos. Shabbos is not a day of rest. It's a day of working out on your spiritual things. It's a day of recharging your spiritual batteries. And lucky enough, it's enough one day in the week. Also, every day we have also a time to recharge our batteries. When is this time? When is the Shabbos in every day? Prayers. When you pray during the day, that's the time you stop your physical. For example, on Shabbos is a time that you don't answer the phones, and you don't have your cell phones, and you don't go on the internet, and you don't bother with all these things, and you're free. You can think. We are slaves to our phones. We are slaves to all the technology, all the devices. We are addicted. That's the truth. You have kids. I have kids in Hebrew school. You cannot talk to anybody today. Meir made a rule. You come, you put your cell phone upstairs. If not, you go home. You cannot talk to anybody. The kids have the cell phones. It's a waste of time. The better shouldn't come. If they bring the cell phones, they better stay home. There's nobody to talk to. Once showed here to the 7th graders last year a movie of the Ten Commandments. I wanted them to see a part of it. 15 minutes. The cell phones were on the table here. It was in this room. It was dark, right? You see the movie. One by one are pulling the cell phones and they're starting to. They couldn't care about the movie. They couldn't about anything. I didn't do anything. I just saw. That's a lost case. I mean, if they have cell phones, they better stay home. People sit by a restaurant. People sit with you, talk to you. They're constant. It's like it's sad, and it's all young people. Everybody, everywhere, everybody. Shabbos forces us not to use it. It's not by my own choice. Believe me, if it would be my own choice, I would also go on the internet. More very interesting things, articles from Israel, and it's constantly every minute another interesting thing. That this, if you cannot wash and you cannot cook and you cannot clean and you cannot drive and you cannot use the phones, you cannot use the internet and you cannot do anything else, you cannot go to work, you cannot do business, you cannot talk about business. The only day when I read a book is Shabbos, during the week. It's always something. Shabbos is a time you can refocus. Then people say they need to go on a vacation to run away from everything. God gave us a gift, a vacation every week. It's called Shabbos. That's why people who observe Shabbat do not need vacations so much. You will not see religious people run so much on vacations. They don't need it. They don't need it. They have it every week. For example, people say, I exercise because this gives me peace of mind, and this time I can it's called davening, Every day you daven for 20 minutes, for a half hour, you refocus. I don't need to run. Why should I run 2 miles here and then run back from the same place, run for no purpose this way, and then run back for no purpose?
You're going to have muscles?
I have muscles here.
I've heard Shabbos is called the island in time.
Shabbos is the island of time. Anybody who was born on Shabbos is a holy man. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.